What's up, bike gamers? J Games OG here, and man, I've been waiting so long to put this video together. It's so hard to choose these type of things, but today, today we are doing top 10. This is my opinion, by the way. Top 10 Marvel movies. Don't get mad at me in the comments because this is my opinion. All right, so let's get on with the video. Number 10, Iron Man. Iron Man, I don't care what you guys say in the comments, Iron Man deserves to be on this list. It's the first ever MCU movie. It's the big one, okay? It's the one that started it all, with Robbie Downey Jr. as Iron Man. This movie is such a good movie. It's not the best one, that's why I put it all the way in the back. I just had to get it out the way, you know? Because I know this movie deserves to be on this list. It's such a good movie. So I don't care what any of you guys say, this movie deserves to be on the list. Number 9, The Avengers. This movie was really important to me because this is one of the things that sparked my interest in superheroes at the time. I was like 6 or 7 when this movie came out, and I remember getting it as soon as it came out, something like that. And I remember just going to my room, watching it on my DVD player, and acting out every scene. I was pretending that I was Iron Man, pretending that I was Captain America. I just love this movie so much. This movie really stands out to me in the MCU. So yeah, this is why Avengers deserves a spot on my list. Number 8, Spider-Man Homecoming. If you guys didn't know, Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel superhero. He's like just so cool. I just love everything about Spider-Man. He kind of reminds me of me in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming is the first MCU movie to give us Spider-Man. And I've been waiting for Spider-Man to be in the MCU forever. Ever since Avengers came out, I'm like, where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man? Bring us Spider-Man. Give us Spider-Man. But yeah, I love Spider-Man so much. That's why he deserves a spot on my list. And just Spider-Man, guys. I can't believe Spider-Man is in the MCU. I thought it would never happen. I remember watching fan trailers, like fan-made trailers, putting Avengers and Spider-Man together. It was like the Amazing Spider-Man universe put together with the Avengers, and it was just so cool to me. And I was like, wow. Now that that's happening today, it's just so much cooler. And I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he might be one of the best Spider-Man yet. He just has that kiddiness of like how you want Spider-Man to act. The other Spider-Man, to me, act too grown. This one acts like an actual child. Like, you can hear in his voice how high it is. He's a child. But I just love Spider-Man Homecoming, so it deserves a spot on my list. Number 7, Thor Ragnarok. Man, guys, this movie is just so playful. I just love how playful and funny this movie. It just escapes what you think about Thor. It's just like, you know what? We know we did bad in the past, and it's like, let's just change it all the way. And man, I just love how funny and quirky this movie is. It's just so funny. Like, I remember going into this movie like, whoa, God, here goes another Thor movie. But then I was like, wow, man. I left this movie like, dang, this is hilarious. Like, oh my God, why is this movie so funny? And then, bro, it's just such a good movie. I love Tessa Thompson in this. She's such a good character. I hope we get more on her. Bro, Korg, oh my God, Korg, bro, he had me dying. I love Korg, bro. And man, it's just a movie to go and watch with your family and just have fun with. This movie, I don't even think you have to put too much in perspective of what this movie. Just have fun. This movie is just such a fun, playful movie to watch. That's why I love it. That's why it deserves a spot on my list. Number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Guys, don't think I forgot about this one. I love this movie so much. Sadly, I couldn't see it in theaters when it came out. But I got to saw it when it came out on Netflix, and it was such, man, I loved watching it. I think I watched it twice after I saw it the first time. And then I was like, man, I just really love this movie. It's so emotional. It's not too it's like they don't rush the comedy in this one. The comedy's just right, and they know when they know when to be emotional. this is the movie, like, this almost made me cry. Like, I did not expect Yondu to die. This was the first MCU movie that accepts death, that says, you know what, we need to start killing off these characters, or people are just gonna expect everyone to come out alive in every movie, and it's gonna be kind of boring. But no, in this one, they're like, it's time to let someone die. We had to let some of these superheroes die to show these people that not everyone can come out alive. And I'm actually glad they did that, because it prepares us for stuff like Infinity War and stuff where our heroes do die. And Yondu wasn't necessarily a hero, but he was a hero at the end of this movie. And I just love how the Guardians finally like set their differences at the end of this movie. Like, they're like, you know what, guys, we need to stop fighting all the time and arguing. Let's just be the Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, this movie was such a good movie, so that's why it deserves a spot on my list. Number 5, Iron Man 3. I don't care what any of you guys say. I love this movie so much. I remember like buying this movie, like, I didn't get to see it in theaters, so I remember my mom getting it for me, and we all watched it together. And oh my god, guys, you guys don't understand my reaction after I saw this. Man, after we watched it together, I took it to my room. I watched it like freaking 3 million times, and I acted out everything Iron Man did in this movie. Bro, this movie is so good. I love everything about it. I don't care what you guys say. Yeah, there are some bad stuff, but to me, there's a lot of good stuff. This is the first Iron Man movie that was good in my part. I really love Iron Man 3. I don't care what anybody says. This kind of like, it kind of like accepts Iron Man. It's a trilogy, and it's like, oh my god. I was actually kind of mad because I was like, man, Iron Man's retired. I was mad about this, even though he's not. But like, when I first saw this movie, I actually thought he was retired. And it was just crazy, man. I really love this movie. This movie gives me more of a feel for Iron Man. It's so emotional. I just love emotional movies. That's why more of the emotional MCU movies are making it on my list. And this Iron Man movie sets the tone of Iron Man just right for me. And that's why this deserves a spot on my list. Number 4, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Guys, I really love this movie. Man, so I only saw it once in theaters with my friend, and after that I never saw it again. But I got a chance to see it again this year, and oh my god, guys, this movie is sick. I couldn't stop watching it after I saw it. Guys, this movie is so good. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't remember. I think I was probably like 9. I was probably about 9 when I first saw this movie, and I was like, alright. I don't remember how I came out seeing when I saw the movie. I don't remember. It was a good movie when I saw it. I just don't remember my exact emotion. But after I saw it like a few days ago or a few weeks ago, I was like, man, this is such a good movie. What was I thinking? Like, now I know why people say Winter Soldier is one of the best MCU movies, because it's just so good. Like, the pacing isn't bad at all. It's just such a good movie. The emotion is so right. Bro, I love that scene where he's like, I'm with you till the end of the line, pal. And Winter Soldier just keeps punching him. And Captain America won't fight back. I just love the emotion in this. It's so good. And it tells you where Captain America's coming from. He's still kind of old, and he has to write down like pop culture and stuff like that. And it's just such a good movie. It's just such a good Captain America movie, man. It just made me love Captain America even more than I loved him before. And man, that's why Winter Soldier goes to number 4 on my list. Number 3, Black Panther. Now I know what you guys are saying. This should probably be number 2 or even number 1. But honestly, this next movie that's coming up, I just love this movie better than Black Panther. I feel like Black Panther was a little too emotional, but I can understand, and I really do like this movie. I saw this movie like I think 3 or 4 times when in the movie theaters. Yeah, this movie is such a good movie. I love all the music in it. I just love everything about it. The technology. I wish I can live in Wakanda, but hey, it's just such a good movie. And Killmonger, one of the best Marvel villains of all time. He goes up there with Loki and Thanos. He's such a good villain. He actually makes you feel for him. Like, he's not trying to just do something bad. He's trying to do something that benefits everybody. but like the wrong way. Kind of like how Thanos is trying to like do something good, but he's doing it the wrong way. Yeah, you know where he's coming from, you know? So that's what I like about Killmonger's character. He's not like a bad dude. He's just going about everything the wrong way, you know? And it's just such a good and compelling story. It kind of takes you out the Marvel Universe a little bit and brings you more into like a... kind of like how Guardians of the Galaxy kind of takes you out the Marvel Universe and brings you into space. This kind of... it feels like it's its own separate thing. Unlike like everything that's in New York. It's like in Africa. Or away from the Avengers. Yeah, it has a little... it mentions a little bit of Marvel stuff here and there. But hey, it is an MC movie. What do you expect? But this movie is such a great movie. I love watching it. Like I said, I saw it 3 times in movie theaters. So yeah. So Black Panther, this is why Black Panther deserves a spot on my list. Number 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now guys, hear me out. So I wanted to put Black Panther on number 2, but honestly, there's certain, like, the pacing of Black Panther wasn't as good for the pacing in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's my opinion. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this list is my opinion, so don't get mad in the comments. But yeah, there's just so much great things to talk about in this movie, and it's just a really good movie, especially after watching Infinity War, seeing all your superheroes die and stuff like that. It's just a good movie to watch and have fun. It's like it's kind of like Thor Ragnarok. It's just a nice movie to go watch with your family, stuff like that. It's really funny. I just love Paul Rudd. He's such a good actor, and I'm glad we got more of the Wasp in this. She's such a cool superhero, and yeah. And it's crazy because like they're on the run now, and Scott's kind of living a normal life. He doesn't really talk to them anymore, but then he gets thrown back into the business because like he sees Hope's mom in his head, and it's just such a good way to get back into, like, you know, it's just such a good movie, and it just leaves me speechless because like there's like very little bad stuff about this movie. Now you could find some stuff in there, but for me honestly, there's not a lot of bad stuff in this movie. It's a really good movie. I love his little crew, you know, like the ex-con people, like Luis, T.I.'s character, and that French dude with the ghost. I love when he's always talking about that ghost. It's so funny. The True Serum little bit. Only part that's like, oh man. And the ending, well, let's talk about the ending. The ending of this movie is so good because it like sets you up for the next Avengers movie. Honestly, I didn't expect that at all. I kind of did, but you know, I kind of didn't. You know, like I knew they were gonna do something about Infinity War because Ant-Man wasn't in it. But they showed us on that, and that was a nice way to do it. He's stuck in the quantum world, so you don't know what's gonna happen in the next one. You don't know if Tony will get him out. You don't know if Thor will get him out. You don't know who's gonna get him out because all the Avengers are still alive. But hey, and I was like, wait, what? When I first saw that, because I only saw this movie in theater one time, I think. Yeah, one time, and then I got it. Like my mom pre-ordered it or something like that, and I got to watch it again, and I think I watched it 3 times after she pre-ordered it. And man, it doesn't get old at all to me. The music's great. I like the music better than the first Ant-Man music, and it's just so more cool. I can't wait for a third one. I'd rather see a third movie of this than the new Spider-Man movies that's coming out after Infinity War. I love that villain Ghost. I wish I can have her powers. Those are so cool powers, just to phase you stuff. But the thing is, it might be a cool power, but it hurts her. It might look cool, but it's like it hurts her. So it might be a cool power to have. It might be a cool ability to do, but it's hurting her. Each time her body reforms, it's hurting her even more. That's why she's trying to get, like, she doesn't want that power. And it's so cool. And she's actually a good villain. You guys might kind of like be on a half about this one, but she's a good villain, honestly. It's like been a while since we've seen, actually, yeah, it's like a girl villain. The last time we seen a good girl villain was Hela, I guess. But like, I think this villain's better than Hela. She didn't die in this one. She's not necessarily bad. She's just trying to like get help, and that's the only way she could get help, is by doing the things that she does. And by doing the things that she does, it helps her like lose that ability, so she won't be hurt anymore and have to deal with that for the rest of her life. So at the end of this movie, it's like a win-win. The only character that doesn't get what he's want is Sonny Birch, and I hate him as a bad guy, but that's a good thing. That's how you know you're doing your role right. You're supposed to hate the bad guy. I hated Sonny Birch. Every time I seen him in the movie, I'm like, bro, get this dude off the camera. But the scenes with him and the ex-cons is so funny. All the scenes with the Luis and their whole little group, Ant-Man's whole little group of buddies, those scenes are amazing. Like, they're hilarious. Every scene with them is hilarious, especially when Sonny Birch gets mixed in with all that. It just makes it even more funnier, and it's just such a good movie, and I love it. I can watch it a million times and still laugh at everything. My favorite scene in this movie, the funniest scene in this movie to me, is when Ant-Man is shrunk down, like, not all the way shrunk. He looks like a little kid, basically. He looks like a little, he just looks like a little elementary kid, and it was like that scene where they were at the school. That was so funny, and his regulator was broken. It's so hilarious. And then like I said, I love the way they ended it off. It was so smart for them to end it off that way, because now the possibilities are endless. But yeah, this is such a good movie. I just love watching it. I'll probably watch it again after this, but this movie is such a good movie. I'll rate it like a 10. If it goes on a 10, if I'm rating it like that, it goes all the way to 10. And yeah, this is why Ant-Man and the Wasp deserves a number 2 spot on my list. Number 1, Avengers Infinity War. Guys, this is the big one. I know everybody saw it coming. It's always the number 1 of everybody's list. Avengers Infinity War, man. Like, why? Like, it deserves this spot. It's such a good movie. It's such a good and well fleshed out movie. It's not like DC, where they didn't wait at all. They just said, let's just throw these Justice League together. This took time. Like, it's a 10-year mark. It took time to do this. They actually was patient with this. They developed each character separately and then finally put them together in this big scope. Because this was so big in the comics. So big. All this stuff was like a big story in the comics. And then the same is with the movie. It's so big. The stakes are so high. Like, in this movie, you don't even know if the superheroes are gonna come out alive or not when you first go into this. When I came into this, I was like, who's gonna die? Like, when that scene where he stabbed Iron Man, I was like, no, you better not do it. I was going crazy in my seat, bro. I could not stop moving. I was on the edge of my seat. I was standing up even. I was standing up. I was like, do not kill Iron Man. I was like, don't you do it. Because I love Iron Man. Iron Man 3, like I said, made me love Iron Man way more than I loved him before. He was good in the Avengers and stuff like that. But they gave me the emotion that I have for him today is because of Iron Man 3. It really sets a tone for Iron Man. It shows you who he is. That's what Iron Man 3 did. And that's just Iron Man. It's crazy because he's willing to sacrifice everything to protect these people that he doesn't even know, but people he also does know. He's trying to protect Pepper. He's trying to protect the world. He's like, let Thanos kill me. Don't give him the stone. I was like, I know this is kind of weird, but I was actually glad Thanos got all these stones at the end. Not because I wanted him to win, because I wanted Tony to stay alive. I'm like, I was like, thank you so much, Doctor Strange, because I didn't want him to die. I really didn't, especially if there's another movie left. Now, I'm ready for him to die in the next movie. I prepared myself for that. But this one, I'm like, no, you don't let him die in the first one. Come on now. And it's just such a good movie because it makes you feel for all the characters, especially Peter. Even though Peter's only been in 2 Marvel movies, well, 3 now because of Infinity War. He's only been in 3. And this shows like how he thinks about Tony. Tony's like a dad to him. He doesn't have his uncle, but Tony's like a dad to him. He's like, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. And then that scene got me. When I first saw it, I was like, no. I was like, don't let Spider-Man go. Come on now. And then I was like, it was just so like sad to watch. The only character I feel that needed more development in this movie was, well, there's two. Black Panther and Captain America. Captain America, like his whole crew, when they're on screen, I just feel like, oh, it's just them, you know? It's like not like, so Bruce Banner, he was like a big part of this movie because he was the one to tell Doctor Strange Thanos was coming. Unlike in the comics where it was Silver Soldier. I mean, I said Silver Soldier. Silver Surfer. You guys know what I meant. But yeah, it's just such a good movie. It's like 10 years of Marvel. All started with Robbie Downey Jr. And man, bro, that Stan Lee cameo is hilarious. He was like, have you guys never seen a flying spaceship before? Honestly, I said the same thing. I'm like, come on. If you live in the MCU, you've seen spaceships before. It's like an everyday thing. I do wish Killmonger was in the movie though. Killmonger would have been a big part if he was in the movie, but he died at the end of Black Panther, and hey, it's whatever, because he died in a noble way. And man, I wish I can be a part of the MCU. That's one of my life goals, is to be in an MCU movie, and a big scope one like this it would be crazy. And if that ever did happen, I'll just go crazy. I know the possibility is endless. You guys never know. In the future, I could be the next Spider-Man. You never know. But yeah, it's just so great to see all these actors come together. Only the thing they were missing was a little bit of Paul Rudd. But hey, he's gonna be the next one, and I can't wait to see him and Tony, their banter. I can't wait to see him and Thor, because he never got to meet Thor or Peter Quill, none of the Guardians. And I want to know if Gamora is actually dead. I want to know if she could be bring back to life, or is she actually dead? Because I feel like the people that died before the snap are dead, like Loki. But then again, Loki, he's the master of trickery. Remember what happened in Thor: The Dark World? He didn't die in that one. You thought he was dead, but he didn't. So I don't know if it's the same thing with it. I know Heimdall's dead. You could tell. He stabbed him like right through his heart. You know he's dead. Who else died? So many people died, man. It's just like, it's crazy. And yeah, this is such a good movie. Thanos, this is his movie. It's not the Avengers. It should have been called Thanos' Quest. Something like that, because that's what it is. It's Thanos' quest with a whole bunch of superheroes trying to stop him. But it's all about Thanos. He gets most of the screen time. He starts the movie. He ends the movie. He ends it on the farm. He starts it. Technically, he's not the first one on screen. The first person on screen was Thor, I guess. But he's the antagonist of this movie. And the directors, man, these directors are so good. I forget their names. The Russo brothers. I think it's Anthony Russo and Joe Russo. They are so good as directors. They know how to make a superhero movie. They know how to make the people watching it feel emotion. This movie is such a great movie. Like, there's no anything bad. I'm so glad they moved it up. I remember when I first saw the trailer, they moved it up from they moved it from May 8th to April 27th, I think. And I was so happy. And it's just such a well movie. 2018 was a great year for movies to me. And all the Marvel movies in 2018 were so good. So good. I remember the first time I ever saw Thanos and ever heard about Thanos was on the Superhero Squad TV show. Back when I was like, I want to say 10. That's when I first heard about Thanos. When I was 10. I know that's not a long time ago, because I'm 14 now, so that's not that long ago. I didn't really know about superheroes until I turned 9, really. But Thanos, I didn't learn about until I was probably like 10, because that's when I started watching Superhero Squad on Netflix. and it was just the Thanos in that show was goofy, but I still like Thanos. He was just hilarious in that. And Thanos isn't a comedic character in this, but he has like one or two funny lines in this, like the part where he's like, "I like you," to when Peter's like was about to shoot Gamora, and he was like, "I like him." Like that's just like so. That's just something like nice and simple, and it's hilarious though. Like he's not a jokester. Thanos is not a jokester. And bro, my favorite scene of this is my favorite scene of all time in this movie. The scene where he finally gets to Wakanda. The music is just so perfect. Like the sound effects are all drawn out. It's quiet. Only thing you can hear is the blows he gives to them. And just think about how hard that is. Like it sounds boom. Like it's like boom. And it's like the sound effects, like it's everything's gone. It's just quiet and you just hear all the music. It's like dun 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 dun. And it's just like so good, man. So good. I just love that scene when he makes it to Wakanda. That is the best scene in the movie. Captain America, he was like the one who like kind of like gave Scarlet Witch more of a chance to break the stone, because he was like holding Thanos' fist. I don't know if Thanos was holding back, or was Captain America actually trying his hardest, because he like gave him a look like, oh, this dude has potential. And then he just like punched him. I was like, wow. Like he just said, bro, what are you doing? He just punched him. Like he was like, whatever. And he just punched Captain America. That was so good. It's just such a well thought out scene in the movie that I really love that scene. Like that's my favorite part in the movie, is when he gets to Wakanda and everybody's like, oh no, he's here. And then he just walks through the portal all slow. Everybody's trying to attack him. He's like, bro, what are you trying to do? Like, I'm Thanos. Come on now. What are you doing? You're just idiots. Like, they're just like, oh, everyone's trying to attack him. Falcon's flying at him. He crushes his wings or something like that. He like does the same thing with War Machine. War Machine tries to go after him. He like folds him up. Bruh, he sticks Hulk into a wall. Like, the only person that stand a chance really was like but yeah, like, man, only thing I wish is if Black Panther got more character, and like I feel like Black Panther didn't have that much character development in this movie like he did in Civil War and Black Panther. Like, they don't really touch on Black Panther that much. Yeah, they have the fight scene in Wakanda, but I feel like Black Panther didn't have enough time to shine in this movie. And hopefully in the next one he does, because he's dead now, but we all know he's gonna come back to life. He has another movie. You're not gonna kill someone like Black Panther, especially the movie success he has. You're not gonna just kill him off. That would be a dumb idea on Marvel's part if they did leave him dead, leave the people that died dead. And hopefully Thor doesn't die. I heard he wants to do another movie before he leaves, like one more, and then he's out. But hey, this movie is just so good. I suggest, if you haven't seen it, you're crazy. Like, really, you should get slapped in the face if you hadn't seen this. I feel like you've been living under a rock for like a good 10 years if you missed out this movie. Like, the Marvel Universe is just so popular now because of these movies. Like, if I ask the average person that doesn't even care about like superheroes, or like just an average person, like I'll be like, yo, you about to go see this new Avengers movie? They'll just say yes just because it's good.
Go see it.
Exactly. Like, that's how they'll just see it, just because like they don't even have to care about the superheroes. They'll just be like, oh yeah, like Marvel movies are good in general. It's not just for superhero fans, it's for everybody. Like, you don't have to, this movie makes you a superhero fan. These Marvel movies make you superhero fans. Like, if I like asked my friends that didn't care about superheroes before, they did now because of movies like this. Avengers Infinity War is such a good movie. But anyways, I'm gonna stop blabbering. I just had to talk so much about this movie because it's just so well, and it does so right, and there's barely any wrong. But let me guys know what you guys think about my list and what's coming next in the MCU. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, please, if you want me to do more stuff like this.